June 5th, 2022, Sunday evening. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about showing up, meaning you need to be there in order to create results. And that's a theme that I had adapted about 10 years ago when I had the opportunity to talk at the World Domination Summit, where I was given the opportunity to speak to the audience. I was a part of what they called uh, participant stories, I guess. I don't remember the exact terms they had used, but 13 of us were given the opportunity to share our story from the stage of World Domination Summit, which was held in Portland, Oregon in 2012. In that brief talk, where I was given 2 minutes to speak to the audience, I said, do what you love, but remember to show up. That was two of the life lessons, two of the three life lessons that I shared. The first one was that money is never an issue, and the third one was always have a big dream. But I want to talk about showing up and doing what you love. Now, there is a misconception about this idea of do what you love and money will show up. Yes, it can work. Yes, it does work in some cases. Most cases, it doesn't work because we have the belief that it doesn't happen. And because we have that belief that it doesn't happen, most people just don't show up. And if you don't show up, nothing happens. What do I mean by that? I had a wonderful conversation with a young man from Venezuela who lives in Chile. He's an architect. And we talked about different things. We met on Lunch Club. And if you're not familiar with Lunch Club, I would say look it up. Uh, it's an invite only organization, supposedly. Leave me a comment. I'll send you an invitation and we can meet and chat on Lunch Club. It's an AI based platform where they connect with you to the people that you determine that you want to meet. Anyway, I was speaking with Gustav from South America, and we got into the topic of doing what we love and making money with it. Freedom lifestyle is what I talk about quite a bit. That's my passion. That's what I teach. That's why I help people coach on. And freedom lifestyle does not mean that you have to make money doing what you love. You could, and it would be fun to do that. I was listening to an interview with the wonderful Les Brown that was done by two of my mentors, Darren LaCroix and Mark Brown, on the Unforgettable Presentation podcast. In that interview, Les shared a gem. He said, a calling is something that you love to do so much that you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you for it. That is what I mean by showing up. You do what you love and you don't worry about anything else and everything else. Life takes care of itself. What happens in our society is we get so hung up on making money and money being the prerequisite to be able to do what you want to do that we forget to make time to do what we love to do. For 10 years, I lived the nomadic life. I lived in my van, travel around the country. That's what I love to do. I miss that quite a bit. And as I mentioned earlier this month, on the 1st of June, I just went on a road trip. No plans, no destination, just did that. And you can listen to that video. You can watch that video here on YouTube. Uh, but what that did to me was it revived me. It rejuvenated me. Doing what you love will help you somehow create things in your life. When you show up to do what you love, life will take care of itself. I shared a quote on Facebook earlier, which showed up on my memory, which was originally shared by a friend of mine. It was a Bible quote that basically talked about don't worry about money, don't worry about food, don't worry about clothes, because God takes care of all of those things. Worrying does not add anything to your status, to your position in life. In Freedom Lifestyle, I say do what you need so you can do what you want. When I was talking to Gustav, he mentioned that he loves to create art. He likes to create digital art, 3D art, and then kind of like cartoons. And he did a story and he entered a competition where he would have been paid had he won, but he did not. And he said that he'll do it again. And if he doesn't win, he'll do it again. But he didn't think that if he didn't win 3 times, he would do it again. Probably not, because he said he would feel that maybe he's not good enough to make money with it. So I asked him, what if the money was taken care of? Would you do it just for the sake of doing it, just for the enjoyment of doing that, creating stories? And he said, yeah, I would do that. And I suggested to him that forget about entering. I mean, nothing wrong with entering contests. Do enter the contest, but rather than relying on the contest winning to provide you a living, just do what you're doing right now to earn income, which is not exactly what he wants to do. He's an architect. He loves to design. He loves to design buildings. But the work that he has found is where the company that he works for supports the architecture. Um, Not ideal work for him, but he does that because it sustains him. And I said, you have the money coming in. And he said he's working from home, he's remote work, so he has more free time. And I said, now that you have free time, you could do what you want and not have to worry about making money doing what you love. And I shared Les Brown quote with him, which he kind of liked. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to share with you today is do what you love. Do what you love. Find time to do. See, usually what happens is we get hung up on this. I gotta have money to do things. And then money becomes the focus rather than doing things. And then we start doing things that we think we need to do so that we can continue making money. And then we get into status things. We need to have this kind of car and that kind of house and so on and so forth. And money takes over. We forget that we make money to live, and we start living to make money. And that's where most people fail. That's where most people get frustrated. That's where most people have difficulty finding joy in life. I was kind of in that place about a month ago, about a week ago. I was getting burned out trying to create a coaching business because I was focusing too much on how would I make money coaching, and then I decided, you know, coaching is something I love to do, and I will continue doing that and not worry about how am I going to make money with it. I will just continue helping people. This is what I'm doing right now. I am, in a sense, doing coaching. Whoever is listening, to do what you love, regardless of how you'll make money, because money takes care of itself. As I mentioned, I shared 3 life lessons in Portland. The first lesson was money is never an issue. And most people have difficulty with that. They believe that money is the biggest issue, and without money, you can't do anything. Simply not true. Money is a tool to do what you want to do. And when you do what you want to do and provide service in whatever way, you will have the resources to do what you want to do. Maybe this makes sense to you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you will not. I don't know. But my message to you is simply this: if you want to do what you want to do, then find a way to do what you need to do to make it happen. It's that simple. Think about it. Share your comments. If you agree with me, fine. If you don't agree with me, tell me why. What are your counter arguments to it? Maybe it'll give me something to talk about. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a pleasant night.